The shield of the British monarchy hasn't just cracked, it has completely shattered. As of this week in February 2026, we are witnessing the most significant 48 hours in the history of the modern crown. At exactly 2 a.m., while the world was sleeping, a secretive convoy of vehicles was spotted fleeing the heavy gates of Royal Lodge in Windsor. This wasn't a royal procession, it was a desperate late-night escape into exile. After years of defiance, the man formerly known as Prince Andrew has been evicted from his 30-room mansion, a home he swore he would never leave. But as he fled into the darkness, something even more dangerous was waiting at the gates, the blue and red flashing lights of the Thames Valley Police. This is no longer just a family drama, it is a full-blown criminal investigation that could see a member of the royal family facing justice in a way we have never seen before. Visual cue. Show the thumbnail of King Charles next to the moving truck and police lights. The scene at 2 a.m. was described by witnesses as haunting. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, stripped of his titles, his military honours, and his dignity, reportedly refused to leave during daylight hours to avoid the prying eyes of the global media. He has been relocated to Wood Farm, a humble 5-bedroom cottage on the Sandringham estate. But for Andrew, this isn't just a downgrade from a £30 million mansion, it is a psychological exile. Wood Farm holds a sombre and eerie place in royal history. It was the secluded secret home of Prince John, the lost prince, who was hidden away from society in 1917 because the family felt his illness was a shame they couldn't show the world. By placing Andrew there, King Charles is sending a clinical message. The era of protection is dead, and the Duke has been relegated to the status of a total pariah. In fact, reports from the estate suggest that a list of staff members have already refused to serve him, telling management they are uncomfortable being anywhere near him. The catalyst for this sudden collapse was a massive document dump from the United States Department of Justice, acting under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Over 3 million pages of records were released this week, and they have obliterated Andrew's final defenses. We aren't just talking about old rumors anymore. The files contain extensive flight logs and emails from accounts labeled the Duke and the Invisible Man. One shocking exchange from 2010, a time when Andrew claimed he was in New York, specifically to cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein, shows the disgraced financier offering to set him up with a 26-year-old, unquote, Russian woman who is described as clever and beautiful. Andrew's response, signed off simply as A, was that he would be delighted to see her and even suggested they meet for dinner at Buckingham Palace. Visual cue. Show the split-screen thumbnail with the Epstein Files and the confidential folder. But the legal nightmare goes much deeper. A 2011 letter from a lawyer has emerged, claiming that Andrew and Epstein asked an exotic dancer to engage in a threesome during a party where other girls appeared to be as young as 14 years old. The woman reportedly declined an invitation to join them on a subsequent trip to the Virgin Islands. Furthermore, the Thames Valley Police have officially confirmed they are assessing fresh criminal allegations involving the Royal Lodge. A new witness, represented by US lawyer Brad Edwards, alleges that Epstein flew her to the UK specifically for Prince Andrew in 2010. She claims she spent the night at Royal Lodge and was later given a private tour of Buckingham Palace. If these claims are verified, it proves that Andrew used sovereign property managed for the benefit of taxpayers as a site for criminal activity. For the first time in 30 years, Andrew is facing this storm entirely alone. Sarah Ferguson, the woman who stood by him through every scandal and continued to live with him long after their divorce, has finally made the choice to leave. While Andrew huddles in a cottage in the middle of nowhere, Sarah has reportedly spread her wings and moved into her own independent residence. The newly leaked files contain her own emails where she calls Epstein the brother I have always wished for, a revelation that has destroyed her remaining charities and forced her to fall on her sword to protect the future of her daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie. As Andrew waits at Wood Farm for his permanent home, a much smaller property called Marsh Farm, to be renovated, the pressure from the US is becoming an irresistible force. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has publicly broken the government's silence, stating clearly that Andrew should be prepared to testify, because you can't be victim-centered if you're not prepared to do that. The US House Oversight Committee is demanding a transcribed interview about his friendship with Epstein, citing financial records with notations like massage for Andrew. The walls are closing in. Rumors are even surfacing that as Andrew vacated Royal Lodge, workers discovered a hidden office or a safe containing records the Duke had kept secret for years. From a 30-room palace to a secluded farmhouse, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is running out of places to hide. King Charles has reportedly entered a state of silence mode, refusing to engage with his brother as the police assessment continues. But what do you think? Is a move to a shoebox cottage enough punishment for what has been revealed in these 3 million documents? Or should the king take the ultimate step and strip the Yorks of their titles entirely? And what do you make of Sarah Ferguson finally walking away after 30 years of loyalty? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is a story that is changing by the hour, and we are tracking every update. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next breaking report on this investigation. Thanks for watching.